Welcome back, all my free thinkers, to another evening edition of the Grow Rich, Grow Happy Crypto Show. Guys, in this episode, I want to talk about Quant again because I want to answer some questions that were asked down in the comments section. And I also want to do my due diligence for people that may have seen the video, looked at the price of Quant being currently at $93, almost $94 right now. And they immediately said, I'm out based on price. I want to clarify some things about this coin because it's extremely important. And if me and the community and all the sources that I check are correct, this thing has the potential to blow just out of here when in terms of price. And that's mainly based on the scarcity and the use case and how locking it up and these enterprises actually using it to pay fees takes a lot of it out of circulation. This is really important. And I know to a lot of my newer investors out there, or people who haven't heard of this crypto, I'm going to talk a little bit about that. It's not going to be long, but I actually want to push you to do a little bit of research on it and see if it's right for you, because it might be one of those once in a lifetime opportunities, kind of like Bitcoin was and some of the other assets we cover on this channel. Now, this is the first time to Grow Rich, Grow Happy. My name is Mr. Foresight, and my whole reason for being here is to point out some opportunities, at least that I believe from my research are opportunities to really get in crypto early in some of these projects that are forward moving and not just here for a moment. Now, if this sounds like a channel for you, just know you're coming and prepare to be changed. I can't force you to change mentally, but just know if you do the work on yourself, it will bleed over into your portfolio. If this sounds like a channel for you, by all means, smash that like button, give me a sub, hit that bell notification so that you don't miss any of these videos, and pick up a cold storage wallet. I offer a 10% discount down below on Tangem, and that 10% does go to support the channel. It is where I've been swapping some of my assets, like my stable coins and whatnot, for Quant, and I also pick it up over on Uphold as well. You can buy it on all of the centralized exchanges, Coinbase and all of those. So let's talk. Now, yesterday when I brought you that video, I talked a little bit about Quant, but one of the things I failed to mention is at one point I owned over 100 Quant tokens, and because of my lack of interest in it, because of the lack of due diligence and doing really solid research, I actually got out of it, and I've been steadily replenishing that stash of Quant tokens. But my reason being is I know a lot of you guys that get on here, you listen to a broad range of crypto influencers. You listen to me, you may listen to a lot of them, and a lot of you, and I'm being honest, a lot of you probably just want us to come and tell me the token to buy, and hopefully you'll tell me when to sell. I just want to make money. But on this channel, I try to prep you guys to become better investors by doing some of your own research. I understand time is a big thing, but also doing a little bit of research, 10-15 minutes a day, depending on how many tokens you hold. And because I believe that the more research you do, the more interest that token hopefully excited you will get about its technology, and it'll cause you to continue buying more when you get the opportunity, or maybe some dry powder. Now, with that being said, I wanted to discuss Quant some more because I don't believe I emphasize how important this crypto coin is, their project. Now, those of you that don't know what a bridge currency is, take Binance and take Ethereum. For those two to talk to each other, they have to be bridged. And a lot of times it causes one of the two or both to become vulnerable to maybe a crypto attack or something like that. And anybody who's ever traded something from Binance to Ethereum, or from Ethereum to Binance, it can be kind of a headache. Well, that's where assets like Quant come in, because Quant, it is that layer. It's not a bridge. It is the Overledger. It lays down on top of the blockchain, and it enables them to do the same things that a bridge currency or bridging would do, but it enables it to happen without opening up any vulnerabilities. So that's what's great about Quant. As always, like I told you guys, they're ISO compliant, and guys, these guys have been around a long time. Now, I want you guys to picture this. Now, in the same way that they are assisting all of these different blockchains, they're doing the same thing with enterprise, which is why Quant isn't really meant for retail use. Yes, we can invest in it, but it's more so for enterprises. And I'm going to give you a great example. I've worked in hospitals before as patient advocates and things of that, graphic designer, web designers, and I've done a myriad of different things for government hospitals and for the government in my past. And one of the things that maybe some of you might not even realize is that a lot of these hospitals, when it comes to privacy and patient information, like say a government hospital need to communicate a patient's information or get that information, the privacy and whatnot, some of their information to an outside hospital, maybe a civilian hospital. That's where the problem comes in. Well, Quant is trying to solve that by using their overlayer or their Overledger on blockchain information in places like hospitals, so that these hospitals, these government hospitals and other hospitals, can talk to one another when it comes to patient information without giving up any of their security, their privacy, any of that. That alone gives them a real world use case that's only going to increase their value, because when these outside entities like these institutions or maybe the government utilize their services or utilize their blockchain, they have to pay in the fee of Quant tokens. Now, you know, it's only 14.6 million. Remember, I told you guys, that's less than the overall Bitcoin supply, which is 21 million. Do you see the scarcity there? So when these institutions actually use that Quant to pay, they can stake it. They can stake those tokens, which takes it out of circulation. Now, I noticed that when I said that yesterday, a lot of people were saying, so how do I stake Quant? How do I stake Quant? From everything that I found, Quant isn't that type of token, at least in the US, that you can stake, although there are outside wallets and things that you can stake with, that you can put your Quant in and stake it. However, I would be leery of doing stuff like that. Now, me personally, I've staked Ethereum on Coinbase, and I currently stake my loan protocol tokens over on the Metallicus blockchain. I also stake over there, but my trust level with them are a lot different. When it comes to Metallicus and it comes to Coinbase, I know that they have all of the proper certifications and things here in the United States, so I don't worry about my money getting lost or stolen or anything like that. I don't have that problem. But when you're dealing with outside decentralized wallets and whatnots, they may not have that. You may be staking, or you may be staking with a scammer, and they might take your precious tokens like Quant. And at the price right now, Quant is like $93, $94. And I told you the scarcity. Don't you think a lot of people are out trying to get that? Now, as far as outside the United States, I'm not really sure how you guys would stake, but I would presume it's the same thing. You need to go into these outside wallets that's not connected to the Quant network. So that just opens up a whole can of problems in my view. So I protect mine. I keep mine on my Tangem. And if I did find a way for you to stake from the security of your Tangem, that would probably be the best way, or any other cold storage wallet, as you can stake within your Tangem with certain assets. I just don't know if you can do it with the Quant token. So you guys let me know down below on that. So again, I wanted to bring you this video, guys, just to let you know that they are scarce and that they're continuing to build. this infrastructure and their Overledger is the main deal here. And it's the reason that you're going to see governments and other institutions using Quant, and of course the CBDCs and things like that. I don't want to concentrate too much on that because there's so much more than that. But when you see this and you see the price, don't always say, well, $93, $94. I could go and get $94 a Zebic, or I could go get some XRP. Don't base it all on price, because I feel like that can happen. When you see it, you automatically say that's too rich for my blood when I could get more of this over here. For me, I had to make up my mind to say, okay, I gave up this asset. Now I need to figure a way to start getting it back. And I've started doing that. And I just wanted to put that out there for a lot of you guys, because I don't want to do you a disservice and just you feel like I'm just bringing you a asset that's like $100 or so, because you don't need, for one, you don't need to buy the whole token. But if you can spare it, I see down in the comments a lot of people were saying things that are music to my ears. They say I buy one or two every payday, or I might buy one Quant every payday, because they understand the scarcity and they understand that having two or three is better than having none, especially if you're looking at a token that in this particular altcoin season that might go to $1,500 or $2,000 per token. That's capital gain. That's like a 10 or 20x. Who couldn't use that? And when you really get to understand what Quant is, you start to understand like, wow, this is almost like guaranteed money. But again, yeah, I don't like saying that, but when you see the overall use, you see it's on the ISO 20022 list, and just what it's being used for. It's not for the retailer, although we can invest in it. I think, guys, that in itself is a selling point for me, the fact of how it gets taken out of circulation with its continued use. Now imagine when they do solve that problem with hospitals and just whatever other underlying problems that some of these institutions are having. This Overledger technology is just, it's everything in a bag of chips. And I just really think you guys should pay a little bit more attention to this one. Of course, I ain't got to say that. I'm not speaking to the people who already hold Quant or understand Quant. It's mainly to the newer investor out there that may just be looking at it at the price and saying, I'm staying away from it. Remember, if somebody would have told you many moons ago to buy Bitcoin, you knew Bitcoin was going to get to where it is right now, and they told you to get Bitcoin, and Bitcoin was $300 or $400. I speak from experience. I remember when somebody told me to start buying Bitcoin and it was $300 or $400, but I didn't understand it. I was into stocks, therefore I didn't. And I look back on that opportunity and say, man, that won't happen to me again. Just food for thought. To the next one. This your boy. I'm out.